Tshwane City officials conducted a number of raids in various parts of the city. The operation seems to have yielded some positive results. And now for more on this, we are now joined by Tshwane MMC for Health Tshegofatso Mashabela, and she joins us now via our video link. And MMC, thank you so much for your time this evening here on SABC News. Perhaps let's start off by giving us a bit of background. What prompted this operation in the city of Tshwane?
Hi, good evening to you and good evening to the viewers. So the city of Tshwane has been prompting by ongoing community complaints, whereby people report that there's non-compliance. When we go to this certain establishment, we are served with a fake alcohol. We also have an intelligence reports and repeated findings of serious non-compliances that we find, especially in nightclubs that are operating in most parts of the city, whether it is in your townships or in the CBD. So what we have done as the city, especially to address the AG as a report on the basis that we have illegal connections of water and electricity, we decided that we are going to check businesses that are non-compliant, because you cannot run an establishment that is non-compliant in terms of our bylaws and you become compliant in terms of revenue collections. So what we have picked up is that we have quite a number of brothels in the city of Tshwane, whereby we have already shut down 5 brothels, whereby 4 of the brothels are owned by one owner who is a Chinese, where he is currently not in the country, but we managed to get the son, because when we did an operation at Pavilion in Sunnyside, he was there running the establishment. But when we went to the one in accommodation 365 in Pretoria West, we found the same owner that we have equally provoked in Pavilion. So you can see that it is a pattern of Chinese running as, if you can check their compliance, that they are running a hotel. But if you can check is that they have extended their zoning, because they have increased the rooms. In Pavilion, we found out that there are non-compliant rooms that are 80, whereby when we tried to speak to the ladies that were there, told us that they pay around 1,000 a week. So you can roughly check that they are pocketing 80,000 in an illegal structure, whereby the city of Tshwane did not approve the building plans. So that is the major problem that we're dealing with. But what happened yesterday is that, because we have invited Home Affairs to join us in our operations, because there's an outcry that they are illegal foreigners. We are not addressing the issue of illegal foreigners. We called in Home Affairs, but on the basis that the son of the owner has a non-citizen green ID book, then Home Affairs then arrested him on the basis that he decided to employ undocumented foreigners who were found at Operation 365.
And MMC, when it comes to these operations being run in the city of Tshwane, how problematic are they, particularly to the residents of Tshwane? Like you're saying, I mean, it also affects the issues of revenue collection, particularly being highlighted as well by, the AG's report. So how problematic are these establishments for the city of Tshwane?
They are not only problematic to the city of Tshwane, but they are a problem to our infrastructure. These people, they can just decide that they are going to have 10 rooms upwards, whereby they do not even feel the courtesy of saying that, let us allow the city to come and inspect and check if these buildings are user-friendly. Because if you can check the conditions that are there, it's just one room, whereby the doors are simultaneous. It's not user-friendly. There's no emergency services that can actually declare that if there's if a fire can crack in this building, there are going to be measures in place to try and cap the fire. They do not care about that. They are just running their operations, and they have mastered the issue of illegally connecting, because when we disconnect them, they are able to call, because the city has independent contractors whereby they assist us in terms of connections and disconnections. They call them the very same way that they managed to call them at EPW, where we went back and disconnected and actually removed the cables. They just call them, come and do a quick connect so that the city can lose revenue. And what they do is that you will think that they are not operating while you are outside. But if you enter into the building, they are operating, they are running their nightclub. But one of our biggest challenges that we are currently facing as the city is the issue of the liquor board and the liquor licenses, on the basis that a property where is zoned for residential, you find that the owners do not comply with the city's bylaws, but they have a certificate that gives them the warrant that they can operate. They have a liquor license that has been issued to them. We ask ourselves, who can issue a compliance license next to a school, next to a crèche, in an informal settlement that its own, it has not been structured properly, whereby the city is trying to still dislocate informal settlers, but there are clubs that are operating there with the documents that they've received from the liquor board. That is one of our biggest challenge. Another biggest challenge that we have, that we have threats when we are doing this operation, because I think it's a big cartel, it's a big syndicate that thinks that if they can tell us that they know where we stay, they know that we are within the society, we will stop on the compliance. But we are not going to stop. In January, we are going to make sure that we have SABC on board so that they can check and authenticate the alcohol that are sold in this nightclub. We are bringing in also the liquor board so that they can account on the certificates that they are issuing with SABC.
Yeah, and MMC, just before I let you go, I mean, you spoke a lot about undocumented foreign nationals, and from those undocumented foreign nationals, and particularly looking at the women working in the brothels, were you able to pick up on, human trafficking that may also play a role in some of these establishments?
Most of them, when we try to speak to them, I don't know if maybe they are not free, but they do not give us a sense that they are forced. But there are those who will just decide to lock themselves in the rooms. There's one who actually appealed to us that they would tell the owners to stop overcharging us. That's when we saw that we have a problem here. And when we try to ask, how are they overcharging you? They say that we do not operate 24 hours in their properties. We just come for those 1 hour, 30 minutes, but they still require us to give them 1,000 rand per month. So you can see that there is this, and they even asked us that please do not report that the message you received it from this room. So we said we are not going to report it. They are not operating independently. That's one thing that we have picked. Another one said to us that even if he does not have customers for a week, they are still required to pay 1,000 rand.
All right, MMC, thank you so much for giving us that elaboration there. That is MMC for Health, the city of Tshwane, Tshegofatso Mashabela.